From the gene map of COVID-19 to its mutation. From the accuracy of PCR tests. From the structures of vaccines to their side effects. People have questions. But they hang the suspicious questioner in our country. It is expected that every imposition of science will be accepted without objection. That medicine is not science. Generally, the following method is used to make people accept their own thoughts or to intimidate them. To consult the opinions of people who are famous for reasons such as knowledge, power, stat zero, position. John Locke, who influenced philosophers from Voltaire to Rousseau and laid the foundation of liberalism, said, "One cannot impose the opinion of someone I would not oppose for respect. Just because I don't know any better doesn't necessarily mean that someone else is right and I agree with him." Famous academics who have been repeating each other for months, raised with the American curriculum, have surrounded the four sides of the media. This rote view does not actually dispel the clouds of doubt in the minds of the public. It is necessary to start this discussion by addressing the history of type curriculum, genealogy of medicine. What are they actually saying, modern medicine? Let me write the work of a very famous person on vaccination. Let's see if you will be convinced. Famous Kennedy. You know the American Kennedy family. Robert Francis Kennedy Jr., the nephew of American President John F. Kennedy, the son of Senator Robert F. Kennedy, both of whom were assassinated, is someone who is constantly on the agenda with his different studies in the USA. Education at Harvard University and London School of Economics, a seasoned law professor. It is known for its support to the environmental struggle. Head of Watershed Protection Group Waterkeeper Alliance. Natural Resources Defense Council NRDC volunteer attorney. His struggle against industrial food has been the subject of documentaries. And his most controversial work has been on vaccines. Vaccines. He founded the Children's Health Committee called Children's Health Defense, claiming that it causes attention deficit, hyperactive disorder, food allergies, autism, cancer and related autoimmune diseases in children. When his article titled Vaccines, Dirty Money of the Government and Large Pharmaceutical Companies was rejected by the American media, he published his article as a paid advertisement in USA Today. He wrote, "Major pharmaceutical companies were among the largest political donors in the country, giving $31 million to lobbying political candidates last year. He spent more money on political lobbying than any other industry, which was $3 billion from 1998 to 2014. This money is twice the amount spent by oil and natural gas, and 4 times as many as defense and aviation lobbyists." He didn't just write articles or books. Kennedy Jr., press conferences with actor Robert De Niro, etc. made. So, Kennedy Jr., one of the world's famous people who debated the vaccine. Well, what he says, famous, needs to be accepted. No. My claim is this. What happened in the long term? My person was voluntarily vaccinated. Nothing was wrong. What is missed about side effects? Vaccines. It may cause local effects such as swelling, redness, pain at the injection site, or systemic effects such as fever, rash, enlargement of lymph nodes. These are not the subject of discussion. One of the controversial issues is that the severe side effects of the vaccines are not seen immediately. Here are the side effects of the vaccine that is claimed to appear at the end of the long term that cause the real hesitation. For example, whether it causes chronic diseases. For example, whether it causes epilepsy, allergies, type 1 diabetes, MS diseases. For example, whether it causes autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis, celiac, thyroid gland. These and the like are claims, hypotheses. It has not yet been proven. Studies are conducted and articles are written that justify or refute these claims. But the emergence of side effects after years and the lack of research covering this long period raises concerns about the vaccine. This is real. The wholesale acceptance or total rejection of the vaccine is due to lack of information. Above all, the attitude causes increased suspicion about vaccines. The problem with the vaccine communication strategy is stubbornly ignored. It is assumed that the society will be persuaded when neighborhood pressure is established by saying, "This is science." They want to show death and consent to malaria cannot be eliminated with such arrogance insult.